work on my feelings a little more. Not today. Well, I agree with you. I personally think like Sutton is, listen, all of these women do well for themselves, but Sutton is like really, this is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Her alimony, I don't know if I told you this before, her alimony is $300,000 a month,
Jeez.
not a year.
I
Um,
cannot. I can't.
can you
I can't even
imagine?
imagine. No, I can't.
It would be nice. So then I would get married. So right, she travels in different circles than Garcelle. And so I really think this friendship is over forever. Like Garcelle's not on the show. I just think it's like, I don't
Yeah,
think,
that's what was driving. I mean, that's how it was thriving, and she severed herself from that. Then it's going to be hard to be in an organic place where they could kind of reconnect.
yeah. And like, I think if they saw each other out, like Garcelle's a professional, if they were at the same
Sure.
restaurant in Bel Air, they would say hi. But I think the friendship's over.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that it's entertaining to watch them, but it's got to be really hard to have a true friendship with that type of circle.
That's the thing, like, because, people, each year when they recast, because they make changes every year, they say to
Mhm.
you, like, who do you know? Like, can you recommend anyone? Like, I get the thought process of, hey, if I recommend my friend, they'll have my back and they'll be loyal. But it doesn't work. I mean, there's
Mhm.
situations where real friends, like Porsha and Shamea on Atlanta, they
Mhm.
were actually Portia's been on forever. Now she's back. Shamea's been on, like, she's made cameos, but like, she is a full-time cast member. So like they've known each other as friends, say for like 10 years. Now that Shami is a full-time cast member, it's taken half a season. They're like kind of over. So why would you ever recommend your
Yeah,
real friend to come
I
on this
know.
show?
Because the dynamics change so much between, first, yeah, it's just, I mean, you can't control that, and you never know what like fame might do to somebody or wanting, allies or whatever it is. I mean,
I
that's got to be
think
really hard for Portia.
I think fame is the root of many. Like I don't think it's money because you don't make the first year you only make like 60,000. I mean, you'll take it, whatever, but by the time you're done with the clothes and the wardrobe, you don't really make. I think it's just fame and I
Yeah.
think the public, you want to look a certain way in the public's eyes. I think that's part of it.
Well, and if you crave that type of fame, I don't know. What are you after, right? I mean, no disrespect to anybody. Personally, I that's not something that I crave. But I think that, I'm sure it changes people.
You think so? I agree. You think that you don't not at all. Like you don't
No,
crave
I
it.
like don't even. So a long time ago, I used to own a clothing store, right? And in Baltimore, I'm from Baltimore. And I was like all over social media and all that stuff. And I just, ever since I got married, I think that was like when I was kind of like young and hot. And I was like, ooh, I want people to see me. But now I'm like married and I don't want anyone to see my kids or like any of that stuff. So I'm not barely even on social media.
Well, you're still young and hot.
Oh,
And you have promescence delay spray if you need it. So there you go.
well, I've got all kinds of things from Promescent. But
I'm
yeah.
sh- I'm sure you do. I can't wait to get my package that you sent me. I mean, like
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. But no, it is. I think that I craved it before I did this job and now I am 6 years in. And so like I have, public notoriety on a much, much, much smaller scale. And so I feel that this job has changed my entire perspective on fame, and I also don't want it. And like I know a lot of these people that are on. Look, I mean, would I take a job if it were on a TV show? Sure, but not for fame. I would just take it for money, knowing that it could lead to a lot of things, could lead to a
Sure.
lot of disasters too.
Well, and look, no one's ever asked me if I wanted to be on a show, so maybe I would change my answer if they did.
Yes, and yes, but I think that's what happens. Now I know I'm not saying you, but I think that a lot of these people say yes to the job. Some of them they just fall into it, and I'm not sure. Like I'm convinced that some of them aren't really after the fame. A lot of them are now because that's where we are. 19 seasons into these shows, but I think some of them don't want it, and then there you are, and it's 6 months in, and I just think it just if you look, some people don't have that personality, but if you do, I think you just fade into it. And you didn't think you wanted fame, and here you are. Welcome to it. And I think the
Yeah.
producers somehow are just good at sussing out who's going to, mostly who, they make mistakes, but who's going to be good at this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, who knows how you can change once that happens. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe someone should ask me to be on a TV show and then I'll give you my real answer.
Well, maybe they'll bring a Real Housewives to where you live. I won't say where
Yes.
you live, but they're starting one in Rhode
To
Island. We
rural
have
Pennsylvania. I will tell you, I will fit the bill if that's where they're coming.
Well, I mean, they're starting one in Rhode Island now. Next
Yeah, I
season,
saw
we're bringing,
that.
right? So, I mean, and we look, who would have thought Salt Lake? I mean,
Well,
Salt
I
Lake
wouldn't have
is,
thought Potomac. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I like would lived from that area. So I used to live in Potomac when I was like in my 20s. So who knows?
do you know back in the day, there was a Real Housewives of DC? Did you know
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I didn't
I
know.
lived in DC for a while too. It's
Interesting.
like it's all in the same area.
It's a hard city to have it in DC because of the politics, and a lot of people can't do it.
Yeah. It's
I
a very
think,
transient city too. Well,
I
like
think,
Potomac's right outside, so that makes sense.
I think that's how they got to Potomac. They had DC and then it was canceled. You know why it was canceled? It was canceled because of, remember the Salahi White House crash? Remember those two people that crashed the White House? Was it Obama or was it Clinton? I can't even, it must have been Clinton. I
It
don't know.
must have been Clinton.
I'm starting to lose my mind now. This is,
Yeah. Don't.
I'm bad with dates. I mean, like, I understand where I am now. Like, it, someone's like, well, when did you go to, like, the other day I was talking about, I went to Africa. They're like, when? And I'm like, probably 2015 to 19. And they're like, what? Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's somewhere probably in that range. Like, I
Yeah.
can't tell
Well,
you.
as you get older, there's just more
Yes.
years to remember.
Yes.
I get it. Trust me.
And you know what the worst thing is? Like, I saw the other day, like, someone said Friends, the TV show. It has been 21 years
I
since
saw
Friends.
that.
Are you kidding me?
No, I know it's crazy.
I would have said like 9, 11 years
Mhm.
since Friends was on the air. 21 years. What the hell have I been doing with my life
I think it's
since?
been like over 10 years since Breaking Bad started because we just started watching that and I'm like, what? This is like 2013 or something? It's just crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I
That
hear you.
I can't believe you saw the Friends thing. That's funny. Because I was
Yeah,
like, I sent it to a friend and I'm like, wait a second, is this real? And she's like, of course it is. It was
yeah.
21. And I'm like, I would have said like 9 years, maybe 11.
Well,
So
now you watch the episodes and you're like, they couldn't have done that today. Same with,
totally.
yeah,
Same with
so
like, right, Breaking
Seinfeld.
Bad and oh, Seinfeld, totally.
Yeah, a lot of it.
But I lose track of time. So I don't know. So like Shamea, I mean, Shamea was just on Watch What Happens, and she started crying over Porsha, and she
Oh,
basically said, she's saddened and she said she's shocked, but she thinks Porsha has people in her ear that she's known for a second that are not good for her. And she has said, basically, she's done. She's like, I've tried, I've reached out to her. She hasn't gotten back to me. She's like, I'm open to it. I mean, they also have a reunion coming up that they need to film. But she's like, she was crying on the show. She said, I've cried over it. And she said, I'm done. I'm not trying to to work this out
oh,
with Porsche. Yeah, it's sad, right?
yeah. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of all of the things that led up to it, but I feel like, if you have a friend and people go through phases, sometimes, you need to give it a second, come back to it, talk
Well,
it out, move on.
that's what Sutton's saying. But even besides Sutton and Garcelle, like Shamia and Portia, it's like a longer friendship, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Hmm.
don't know. It's just I would be like, I don't know anybody. Thank you for letting me come back next season. I can't wait to meet everybody you hired. I'm not
Right.
referring anybody. Like, stop.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah. I don't want to lose any friendships. Yeah.
But since I've done this job, that's where my relationship to fame has changed. And like again, I would take a show because of the potential of what it could be, but I don't like people in my business either. I really don't. And I truly can say, which people don't probably believe, the day this job is over, you have my text, you and I will keep in touch. That social media account, all of them, they'll be gone by the morning. I will
Yeah.
not, no
Yeah.
interest. I
Hmm.
don't believe in social media unless it's for work. And unfortunately, so many jobs are tied to it. But otherwise, I don't like, I would love to just wake up and just
Yeah.
exist. Like it were the
I
90s.
know. I think it's crazy. Sometimes you see these people, they're, when you're out and they're filming everything and all this stuff, it's like, what? And I have children, so I worry about my kids. Like, my 10-year-old wants to be a YouTuber. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
We'll try living between New York and LA. Oh my God, the other day,
I can't imagine.
nothing is worse than LA. Like the other day, I was out to dinner in LA, and like literally, this woman, I don't think she was anything famous. She literally walked into the restaurant. This wasn't for a TV show, just on her own with her friends, like three different times to get a shot for her Instagram, like an entrance.
Do
I'm
you, do
like,
you follow the account Influencers in the Wild?
no,
It's
is it?
really funny.
Is
It's like
it?
it's like bystanders like that submit like clips or whatever of people who are like filming themselves.
Oh, then I have to. I mean, I live
It's
in
really
LA
funny.
and there's
Yeah.
people in my building, because I live in like a New York style building there. I don't like a house, although I guess here I have a kind of a condo. But in LA, I live New York style in a building, and there are people that live in my building that are, they look literally some